Administrative per se law. When you drive, you consent to take a test of your breath, blood, or urine under certain circumstances if you are arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol. Blood and urine if you are arrested for driving under the influence of a drug or the combination influence of alcohol and a drug. A preliminary alcohol screening, PAS, or other chemical test is also required if you are under 21 years of age and detained because the officer believes you have been drinking any amount of alcohol. If you have a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or more, or you refuse or fail to complete a test, the peace officer will take away your license and at the same time serve you with an order of suspension or revocation. The suspension or revocation takes effect in 30 days. You have 10 days from your arrest date to request a hearing. A stay of the action will be granted only if the hearing is requested within 10 days after the arrest date on the order and the department cannot provide a hearing before the effective date of the action. The issues at the hearing are only the facts related to the arrest or detention and the tests, not whether or not you need a driver's license. If you are arrested because a police officer suspects you have alcohol in your body, you will be required to take a breath or blood test to see if it is true. If you are suspected of being under the influence of a drug or combination of drugs and alcohol, you will be required to take a blood or urine test. If you are taken to a clinic or hospital for medical reasons, you must take one of the tests available at that facility. You do not have the right to talk to a lawyer or to have one present before deciding on the test or during the test. The suspension or revocation is independent of any jail, fine, or other criminal penalty imposed in court for the driving under the influence offense. Restricted license. A restricted license, only for first offense 0.08 or more, can be issued following a 30-day suspension of the driving privilege if a chemical test was taken and you were 21 years of age or older when the offense occurred. You may obtain a restricted license to drive to and from a state-licensed DUI program, or you may obtain a 5-month restricted license to operate to and from work and drive during the course of employment and to and from the activities of a DUI program if you submit evidence of enrollment in a DUI program, file proof of insurance and maintain it for 3 years, and pay all applicable fees. If you enroll and fail to participate, or you do not complete the DUI program, DMV will immediately revoke your restricted license and reimpose the suspension. It will run for the remainder of your original suspension. Ignition interlock. An ignition interlock device, IID, is a handheld breath testing device which is connected to the vehicle and requires the driver to take a breath test for alcohol each time the vehicle is started. The driver must pay to have the device installed and for having it checked every 2 months to be sure it is still working properly. Even one drink can make you an impaired driver. The department will be watching your driving record very closely. The department wants you to learn to drive safely. DMV hopes you will quickly correct any driving problems you have. The actions taken by the department are based upon the accidents or type of violation that appear on the new driver's record. Types of court action. Misdemeanors. Misdemeanors involve serious offenses such as drunk or reckless driving, drag racing, trying to outrun a cop, hit and run with property damage, failure to appear in court as promised, or failure to pay a fine. Felonies. Very few traffic offenses are felonies, the most notable being drunk driving or hit and run where someone is injured or killed in an accident. Here is what will happen. If you are convicted of using alcohol or a controlled substance and you are between the ages of 13 and 21, the court will tell the DMV to suspend your driving privileges for 1 year. If you do not have a driver's license yet, the court will tell the DMV to make you wait a year longer before you can apply for a license. You will also be required to go to a DUI program. Any restriction, suspension, or probation will continue past your 18th birthday for its full term. Other strong actions can be taken if your driving record justifies them.